Sweden with this car. Now this is a little different to the average car we review at WhichEV. This is the new Nissan Qashqai e-Power, and it's got a petrol engine, but it's not a hybrid either. So what is it? Well, join us for a little drive to find out more. So before we get into the details, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So the Nissan Qashqai has gone through many generations with many different sorts of powertrains, mainly diesel and petrol, but this one is completely different because it's driven by an electric motor. So how come this Qashqai isn't a hybrid? It's kind of complex and it's kind of not, but one thing is for sure, Nissan's making a big thing about the e-Power. This is clearly not your average Nissan Qashqai. Don't let all the technical gubbins put you off this. This is still a Nissan Qashqai. What made this Qashqai popular is, of course, that it's absolutely fine for a family. It's really, really good for a family. So this is, for instance, a car here that will fit 3 kids very nicely across the back seat. It'll even fit an adult 6 feet tall. Lots of headroom, lots of knee room, lots of elbow room. The same goes for the front. This is a spacious SUV. Some would say it's not an SUV, it's a crossover, isn't it? Of course, well, the Qashqai invented that term, didn't it? Crossover. It's a car and it's an SUV. At the end of the day, it's a practical car that's absolutely great for you and, what, 2.2 kids. Clearly, this is a left-hand drive version. Don't let that freak you out. It's got 18-inch alloy wheels. Very, very nice indeed. It's got a boot, clearly. It will fit your little buggy in there, or away from kid time, maybe a set of golf clubs or whatever, and these seats go down too. But it's under the bonnet that we at WhichEV are particularly interested in. So under the Nissan Qashqai e-Power bonnet lies a petrol engine, but this doesn't drive the wheels. It actually charges a battery that in turn powers an electric motor. So the electric motor produces 190 PS and 330 Newton meters of torque, and that power happens the instant you put your foot on the accelerator. So technically this isn't a hybrid because this engine doesn't power the wheels. It's also not really a range extender either because the batteries are so small that they need to be constantly replenished. So what is this car then? How do we define it? We don't really know what it is, so come on, let's go for a drive and find out. So this Nissan Qashqai e-Power only has a pure electric range of 2 to 3 kilometers. You can put this Qashqai into pure EV mode if you want to though. You just use the button on the console, like so. Because this Nissan Qashqai e-Power is an electrified car, it does 0 to 62 in just 7.9 seconds. That's really quite quick for a family car. So this is pretty much just like any other EV. You've got the D mode, you've got the B mode as well. You've also got this, which is the E pedal, which means it drives pretty much like a Nissan Leaf. So the E pedal means you can drive this car pretty much just using the accelerator. You only really need to tap the brake pedal in an emergency, or if you're coming to a complete full stop pretty damn quickly. If you listen really carefully, you might notice that this Qashqai e-Power has very little to no engine noise. Nissan's tuned the power plant for that very purpose. It's also added noise cancellation, so the word hushed can indeed be used for this particular Qashqai. So if you're driving just under 50 kilometers per hour and you've got the accelerator pedal pressed at just under 50%, then the engine revs are kept so low that they're completely inaudible. And from about 50 to 80 kilometers per hour, they go up to between 2,000 to 3,000 revs. And this is the most efficient operation of the engine. It's only when you really put your foot down on the naughty pedal that you begin to hear the engine. And even then, it's really not that bad at all. So this Qashqai e-Power is not going to win any awards for the most dynamic handling cars, but the steering's perfectly adequate. After all, most people who are going to buy or lease this are going to take this to the school, or maybe take it for a short commute, or maybe take a little poodle around town to the shops. It's absolutely great, really good. And let's face it, the Qashqai has been pretty damn popular in Britain for 16 years now, so it has to be doing something right. This car's very agile. moves very happily, we can reverse it really easily, and this is the kind of car you want for taking into multi-storey car parks or in any kind of car park in the town. This car will fit 5 people, 3 kids in the back, very happily, lots of space in the front for 2 adults. It's a great car. So there you go, you can see the energy flow on this Nissan Qashqai e-Power. You've got the brake regeneration button there, so look at that. Can you see it? The kinetic energy going in. And right now, you can see the engine is orange, and that's when it's powering the battery. So this Qashqai is absolutely fantastic for anyone, including families. Why? Well, it's got a 5-star Euro NCAP rating. That means it is the safest car you can buy. It's even got Pro Pilot, and that's basically a sort of gadget that stops you drifting out of lanes. It really helps you stay in your lane and safe. It's even got intelligent emergency braking and blind spot intervention. So how much is this? Well, this car costs £32,950, which puts it in the ballpark of Kia's Niro EV and even Hyundai's Kona. So this Nissan Qashqai e-Power, well, it's not a cheap car to buy. In fact, you can get an entry-level VW ID3 for less. Of course, the difference is you don't have to worry about finding any charging points with this car. You can go and fill it up with petrol. So why at WhichEV did we feature this, the Nissan Qashqai e-Power? Well, we figured it's a great gateway drug to full EV ownership. So this Qashqai e-Power, the driving experience is very, very similar to driving a battery-powered EV. You can detect a slight engine note, but it's so slight, it's hardly worth mentioning. The difference is, of course, you have to fill this up with petrol, so there's no such thing as worrying about range anxiety. This is a great stepping stone towards going fully electric. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel.